Welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited that you can join us. I'm Jasmine. I'm going to serve as the facilitator for our session today. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, your camera and microphone are off, so we cannot see or hear you. Second, you can use the Q&A feature on your Zoom session to type your questions to our presenters at any point during our session today. Third, this is just one of many different sessions that we're offering, so feel free to visit the registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this recording, you will have access to this recording by visiting the website on your screen. With all of that said, I want to go ahead and turn it over to our first presenter from Webster University.
Hey everybody, it's Andrew Lowy, Associate Director of Admissions at Webster University. I want to give you an overview of Webster and tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. We are a smaller university located in Webster Groves, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis. Most of our classes are capped at 25 students, so we don't have any large class sizes really over that. One thing we really stress, regardless of your major, is that you do get into your program right away. That's a really big deal for us. We have over 100 academic programs in 5 colleges and schools, and we offer amazing study abroad programs, which I'll talk about as well. This is where Webster is located. This is the St. Louis area right here. This is downtown St. Louis, where the Arch is and where the Cardinals and the Blues play. This is the Mississippi River, and out here are kind of the suburbs of St. Louis, and we are located in Webster Groves, Missouri. Webster Groves is a residential suburb of St. Louis. In fact, our campus is surrounded by trees and houses, so the city of Webster Groves itself is actually kind of a charming residential neighborhood area there. So let's tell you a little bit about Webster and the admissions process. We are on rolling admissions, which just simply means that we process the applications as they come in. So there's not really a hard deadline. We do recommend January 1st, because the sooner you do everything in this process, the better. We are test optional, like a lot of colleges are. When it comes to our minimum GPA overall, we tend to like about a 2.75 for a minimum GPA for those students that do submit an ACT or SAT score. This is our middle 50%, just to give you an idea of that. And then if you're applying to our art, dance, music, or theater program, there is a audition or portfolio review process that you have to go through to get specifically admitted into those programs. Let's talk a little bit about some of the programs that we offer. This is our College of Arts and Sciences. Some people refer to this maybe as the liberal arts or the humanities. So this is where the science programs live. This is where English is, all of our languages, several international type of majors are here. All of our pre-professional, pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-law are right here, along with psychology and kind of all those kind of liberal arts classes that you would expect at a comprehensive university. Now, this is our College of Fine and Performing Arts, which is very comprehensive. You can see all the programs that we offer in these areas. Most of these are actual full-blown majors. So you can see we don't offer just a general art major. We actually offer BFA degrees in these specific areas here. Same thing with dance, same thing with music, same thing with theater. In fact, as you can see with theater, it gets really comprehensive there in terms of the design tech areas. We have actually all of these. We have specific degrees in all of these design tech areas. And again, any student who's interested in these programs, you do have the secondary process and audition or portfolio review that you have to go through for specific acceptance into that. This is our School of Communications, also very comprehensive, everything from animation to film, TV, and video production to game design, public relations, photography, sound recording, and engineering. And like I mentioned, with all of our majors, the best part is you get into these programs right away. So from day one, you're an audio major or you're a game design major. You don't have to take 2 years of general classes. We want you into the major right away, handling the equipment, doing what you want to do. So that's all very important to us here in the School of Communications. Here's the School of Business and Technology, everything from business administration, a wonderful program in entrepreneurship, sports and entertainment management, plus a lot of our math and computer science majors are in this school. And then last but not least, we have our School of Education, and these are for students who are interested in going into teacher education. We offer quite a number of programs in that. I mentioned study abroad, very strong study abroad program. About a third of our students will study abroad at some point. We pay for your airfare. You keep your scholarships and financial aid. For the most part, you don't have to worry about transferring credits. We make it very seamless. We make it very easy for you to study abroad. That's very important for us. We want you to take advantage of that. This is our look at our campus housing. All of our housing is the suite style semi-private bathroom situation. We do not do anything. No residence halls have the bathroom at the end of the hall for 30 people. We don't have that set up anyway. They are all this suite style bathroom arrangement. And this is really a picture of our dorms. It kind of blends in with the architecture around the university. This is some information on financial aid. This is our tuition and fees. There is no in-state, out-of-state tuition. We actually, I didn't put it on here because it was approved, but we do have a border state scholarships for students coming from Illinois. There's a scholarship for that you can add on top of your academic scholarship. We also have a full tuition scholarship program available. So again, like a lot of private schools, we do have quite a bit of financial aid and scholarships to give out. So now some examples of what our graduates are doing. We have actually several graduates at Disney, some working in animation. We actually have some working in the theme park division, working as Imagineers. We have people on Broadway winning Tony Awards, working in New York and LA in film and TV, professional musicians, professional recording engineers, and again, another example of someone who's working in Hollywood and doing those sorts of things as well too. So quite a number of success stories across the board there. And this is probably my favorite slide as we kind of wrap up here. We all know that the most important factor when it comes to choosing a college is fit. And so I like this slide because this really gives you an idea. These are the kinds of students that do well at Webster. So these are the kinds of students that we have here. So I like having this and having you take a look at this because that really gives you an idea of the kind of student that's at Webster. And then the last slide here, we are open for campus visits. You can schedule an in-person visit. And then by all means, contact us with any questions. That's why the admissions office exists. We're here to help you, so please be in touch. Thanks.
Thank you. Up next, we have Missouri State University.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for attending our session. My name is Matt. I'm one of the associate directors at Missouri State, and I have a bad habit of talking way too much, so I am going to jump right into it. We at Missouri State are, give me just a second here, we're the Bears, and we love our maroon and white. As you can see, we are in Springfield, Missouri, which is in the southwest corner of the state. It's about 3.5 hours up I-44 to St. Louis, and it's actually about a 90-minute flight from Springfield to Chicago O'Hare. We have students, about 16,000 undergraduate students, and actually more than 20,000 total students on campus. And those students are from 49 different states and 74 different countries. One of the things that we think is special about Missouri State is we really feel like it is the perfect mix of big and small, where it's going to be big enough that you'll have opportunities, that it will never be stale, but it's going to be small enough that you're going to walk across campus and see friends, and it's not going to be overwhelming. It's not going to be intimidating, anything like that. Our average class is 22. You might have a class as small as 10, depending on your program. And as far as the actual physical campus itself, it's not too bad either. It's about 10 minutes if you had to walk from one corner of our campus to the other. We also think from an academic standpoint, we've got pretty much something for everybody. We've got 7 different academic colleges with 170 plus different academic options. Some of our bigger majors being things like education, psychology, nursing, and business marketing, but also some unique programs. I wish I could mention all of them, but just a few examples would be things like musical theater, construction management, fashion design and merchandising, and electronic arts. We also have 65, what I think are pretty cool little certificate programs. And these are ways to sharpen your skills for the real world. They could be a certificate in video production, in web entrepreneurship, or even something like sustainable food production. But no matter what with academics at Missouri State, the focus is going to be connecting with your professors and getting your hands on in your field, whether that is through an internship or practicums, study away, really any number of different opportunities to just get outside of the classroom. We also certainly know that academics is job one, but we also understand you're looking for a college experience. And at Missouri State, It's about people, it's about memories, it's about relationships, and we know that you're going to have an amazing experience here. It's going to start by living on campus in one of our 8 residence halls, but it's actually going to peak in our organizations. You can see we have 375 plus different organizations. So whether you're interested in fraternity and sorority life, community service, leadership, or even just a special interest club, maybe it's water polo, or one of my favorites here in admissions, the cupcakes, our baking club. At Missouri State, you are going to find your people. You're going to find those people who share your passions, your interests, and they're going to become your lifelong friends. As you can see there on the slide, we also offer Division I athletics here on campus. You're also going to have the benefit of going to college in Missouri's 3rd largest city. It's an incredibly affordable city, but it also offers dining and shopping and entertainment and generally all you could ever imagine from a college location, as well as cool outdoor opportunities like kayaking, boating, biking, hiking, and our students enjoy some day trips to some cool locations like the Lake of the Ozarks, Table Rock Lake, or even the Ozark Mountains of northern Arkansas. Something we are very proud of at Missouri State is that not only do you get an amazing experience, but you get an affordable, amazing experience. You can see our out-of-state tuition, $16,500. So it might be less for you to go out of state to MSU than to stay in state. And that's before we talk about how simple it can be to actually get that $8,200 difference knocked off and get a waiver of your out-of-state tuition. There are 4 different criteria, and you just need to meet one of them. It could be top 50% of your high school class. It could be a 3.25 high school GPA or higher. It could be a 24 ACT or higher, or an 1160 SAT or higher, and you can get, again, an $8,200 waiver of out-of-state tuition. We also offer automatic scholarships for students who have taken a test and students who have not taken a test or who might be unhappy with their test score, as well as competitive scholarships that require a separate application. The first deadline of any sort for our scholarships is going to be December 1st for our presidential scholarship. Now, if this sounds good, your next step would be to apply for admission to Missouri State. You can apply online either through missouristate.edu/apply or through the common application. My favorite part, it's absolutely free. There is no application fee for Missouri State. We are going to need your high school transcript no matter what, but we might not need a test score. You can see here on this slide, it's our selection index, and the magic number is 3.25. If you have a GPA above 3.25, then you may earn automatic admission without submitting a test score. But you can see if your GPA is below 3.25, there is a corresponding test score listed, so it's best to plan on having one of those. When we have everything that we need, you typically will hear back from us with an admissions decision within 10 to 15 business days. So we try to get back to you as quickly as we can. Finally, we at admissions would love to hear from you. You can email us at admissions@missouristate.edu. You can schedule an appointment with your admissions rep. That's at missouristate.edu/contact-rep. Or we would love to see you come visit us here on campus. We offer tours Monday through Friday and most Saturdays during the semester. So again, we'd love to see you. Thank you for your time this afternoon. And of course, go Bears.
Thank you, Missouri State. Up next, we have Rockhurst University.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this delightful Sunday. My name is Shannon Teifer, and I am Rockhurst University's Assistant Director of Campus Visits and Events. I also help out in in the state of Colorado. But I'm so excited to share a little bit more about Rockhurst University, where we really do seek to encourage our students to challenge themselves, inspire others, and change the world. So just some quick facts about Rockhurst University. We are in Kansas City. We're about a 7-minute drive from the heart of downtown. So it's a really wonderful environment for our students to explore and kind of combine with a very small community sense that they get on our campus. We're about 55 acres We have over 70 degree programs. Our students also are 98% successful getting into job and grad placements. So it's a wonderful investment that they get to have in their education, and it pays off in a great way following graduation. We do have a lot of research opportunities for our students. About a third of our students participate in research, and that doesn't have to be a student who is interested in the sciences, things that you traditionally think are combined with research, but we've had plenty of students either in the field of English or in criminal justice who are able to work with their faculty members to produce research opportunities. Additionally, we are NCAA. We're a double Division II for athletics. We have 16 varsity sports, and in a Division II atmosphere, students are really able to get a good combination of still participating in their sport while also being in a couple of clubs and thriving well academically. We are considered a smaller school. We have 3,000 total students, 2,200 undergraduates. Average academic class size is about 20 or so, with a 14:1 student to faculty ratio. So you really get to know your faculty members. They seek to know you. You will struggle at some point academically in your college experience, but it's really helpful having our faculty there just to support you to understand the information a little bit more. We actually start our advising a little bit early. So even as a senior in high school, you are able to get to know your faculty members. You will be assigned a faculty member associated with your degree. So you, again, really get to start that relationship early on in your time. A little bit more about who we are. We are a private institution. We're Roman Catholic. We are part of the Jesuit network in the United States. Some core values that we embody are finding God or finding good in all things, cura personalis, which means care for the whole person, magis, which means more, and that's more of a qualitative and less of a quantitative sense, reflection and discernment, contemplation and action, and wisdom. My personal favorite is cura personalis because we really do seek to understand our students as a whole person. There's so much more going on in a student's life other than who you are walking into a classroom or who you are walking into a club meeting. We want to make sure to support you as a whole person. And we are very much of the mentality of participating in these more faith-based experiences is an invitation, not an expectation. We want to work and meet you where you are in your spiritual journey and see in any way how we can support you in your own spiritual practice. So how do you choose your passion? We are a liberal arts school, so there's a great variety of academic programs that you can participate in. A lot of our students double major or even triple major with a couple of minors to participate in their academic program in an individualistic way. So we've worked with students who are pre-med, but also have a double major in art. It's really just about how you want to participate in your field. I'd like to highlight just a couple of our programs. We have a really competitive nursing program. We partner with St. Luke's College of Health Sciences. They're now part of our colleges. An engineering program, communication sciences and disorder, which is more speech path, occupational physical therapy, and then our pre-med scholars programs. Additionally, you are only in the classroom about 40% of your time when you are in college. So what you do with that other 60% is super important about informing your college experience. So this is just more themes of our student organizations. We have over 70 student clubs and organizations. If you don't see a piece of a community that you want to participate, great. Start your own club or organization. We have funding specifically set aside to respond to that need of our students, especially since the needs of our students just change every year, depending on who we're working with. So just to name a few, we have intramurals, Greek organizations, some student organizations like Senate, Student Activities Board, honor societies, international cultural and multicultural groups, political and special interest groups. So admissions at Rockhurst, how do you become a Hawk? How do you join our community? We are a super score school and test optional. We've been test optional for several years. This is just a brief overview of our tuition and fees. That total cost is about $50,660. No one ever pays that amount. We give 100% scholarship for students who apply and are accepted. We do automatic merit-based scholarship. So how we express our version of test optional is you can send us that information, and if your test scores will help you get into a higher scholarship bracket, wonderful. We will look and apply that to your merit. If it does not help you get into a scholarship bracket, then don't worry about it. We won't consider that against you for general admission. So For our students, we have a 3.9 cumulative weighted GPA, that's $24,000, 3.3, that's $20,000, and a 2.75. That is every year that you are with us. Lastly, you can just go to rockhurst.edu/apply. We also accept the Common App. You only are required to send us your official high school transcript. Again, test optional, so you can send us that if you choose. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to myself or anyone at Rockhurst. It is literally our job to be there for you, support you, get all of your questions answered. We are also open for in-person and virtual visits, some open house days, as well as a Nurse for a Day program if you're interested in hopping in on that. But otherwise, have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you, Rockhurst University. Up next, we have Maryville University.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. So hopefully you guys can see my screen okay. But my name is Travis Patonka. I'm an assistant director of admissions at Maryville University. So we'll just jump right on into it. We are located in Town and Country, Missouri, so just about 20 minutes outside of downtown St. Louis. Traditionally, we're still a pretty small university with just under 3,000 students in our undergraduate programs. But diversity and inclusion is one of our core values. So we're really serious about that. We love to share that if you have a student from each state, as well as 47 other countries right now. In terms of our academic programs, we offer about 90 different programs. We definitely have more of a liberal arts foundation that can kind of branch off into our 4 different colleges, being arts and sciences, health professions, education, and of course our school of business. We offer about 24 different athletic teams. Classes are really small as well, just at that 14:1 student to faculty ratio. And then there's always a lot of events to participate on in campus. We have about 100 or so different clubs and organizations, and we do throw about 3,000 events each year. So it's always time to get to know someone within the Maryville community, learn about more about other cultures and things like that. Just to highlight a few of our academic programs, we're definitely more of a known for our health professions because most of them are going to be that direct entry, so like other institutes we were just mentioning. So nursing, PT, occupational therapy, and speech language pathology as well. Again, all freshman direct entry, meaning once you apply and get accepted, you're directly into the program. Only taking a few gen eds and then again right into your core classes. Just to highlight PT a little, it is just a 6.5-year program. So once you finish your 4th year of your undergraduate work and maintain a certain GPA, you're directly admitted into their graduate portion. So again, it really just is that 6.5 years you receive your bachelor's and of course your doctorate of physical therapy. Cybersecurity is something that's also very popular with us. Students can specialize in either the offensive, defensive, or just a general track. Sports business management is really a program that's great just for being in the St. Louis area because we have our students work directly with the St. Louis Cardinals as well as the Blues, which is a lot of fun. And computer science is something that we just added this year. So it's really kind of brand new to us, have a lot of students already in the program. But they can kind of choose one of these 5 different areas to specialize there. Something that helps us stick out from other universities is that Maryville is an Apple distinguished school. And really all this means is that all of our traditional incoming students do receive an iPad and an Apple Pencil completely free. So you folks aren't paying for this at all. It is loaded with about 200+ apps that you can use. And the best thing throughout this program is that it is yours to keep after you graduate. So really you can use it however you want throughout your career. When you're in your classes, taking notes, submitting your homework, even your email communications. When you have some free time, you can use it for Netflix and Hulu and all those kind of things. So it really is a great program, kind of evens the playing field with everybody, kind of goes with our ease of access and equal opportunity. So iPad program is a really great thing that we have going on there. Another resource we have for our students are going to be our life coaches. So every student is assigned a life coach and they help you in these 3 main areas here. So academically, they'll help you register for your classes, help you create better study habits, time management, all those kind of things. They can help you develop professionally, helping you build your resume, your cover letter, even helping run mock interviews with you so you're not too nervous when you get into your real one, and then personally as well. So again, they're with you throughout your whole career at Maryville. So if you're having any issues that you see with your tuition or financial aid, personal issues, if you live on campus, you have some problems with your roommate, again, they're kind of there to help you throughout all of those scenarios there. Just kind of showing off our career success rate here. It's right about that 98%. They're about 16% higher than the national average. So something that we are very proud to show, really just saying that 98% of our graduating class, right at the top, either have that full-time job, part-time job, some type of volunteer service, or have already been accepted into their graduate program choice. So really just assuring to know that you're going to be successful coming out of whatever program you're in. Again, at the bottom, if you broke it down by our 4 different colleges, they're all above that 95%. So really great news that we do love to share there. Now I'm just going to highlight the journey to becoming a Saint. It's really simple. Our application is completely free as well. You can do it on our website at maryville.edu/apply, or you can go through the Common App or Coalition app. Again, all options are going to be free for you folks. General admissions purposes, all we need is your application and an official copy of your high school transcripts. Some programs are kind of change the documents that are required. So just make sure you reach out to us, make sure that you know what documents are needed. But we are test optional and we do complete a holistic review. So test optional being we don't require you folks to take or even send in those test scores. It's completely up to you. If you think that they'll enhance your file, go ahead and send them in. Sometimes they can help with additional scholarships. So, but again, it won't hurt you negatively if you choose not to send them in. Again, completing that holistic review, we will look at everything that you submit in regards to your letters of rec, resumes, again, any extracurricular work that you've been doing in school and out of school as well. Really quick, just to cover tuition. We've been in a really good spot recently. Last year, we decreased tuition by 5%. We've also been on a tuition freeze for the past 5 years. And then within the next 4 to 5 years, we're going to continually decrease tuition until we hit 20% total. So really great news there. Right at the bottom is kind of an overall cost of pen. It can range from that $37,000 to right above $40,000. We also have a few scholarships. Our automatic scholarships range from $9,000 to $14,000, and our competitive scholarships range from $3,000 to essentially a full ride. So definitely compete for those if you can. Before I go, just want to share a few visit opportunities with us. We do offer on-campus visits. Here, a few listed here, as well as daily virtual visits. And of course, again, more virtual events with us throughout the year. We want to be flexible for everybody's time and openness there. But again, that's all I have for you folks. Thank you again for joining us. If you do have questions for us, go ahead and use that Q&A feature at the bottom. But thank you again and have a good day.
Thank you, Maryville University. Up next, we have Southeast Missouri State University.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Rachel. I'm an admission counselor here at Southeast Missouri State University. And we are located in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which is about halfway in between St. Louis and Memphis. We're the largest city in between the two. Cape Girardeau itself has a population of about 40,000 people. Our school population is 10,000. We have a 19-to-1 student faculty ratio. The average classroom size is 30 to 35. So your professor's gonna know your name and know if you're not in class. I like to say it was the best of both worlds. It was big enough I did not know every single person on campus, but yet small enough I always recognized people walking across campus and inside my classes. So we do have our main campus where the majority of our classes take place. So we also have a location that we call our river campus. And just like its name, it's right off the Mississippi River. And it's solely dedicated to the visual and performing arts. We're the only school in the state of Missouri that's accredited in theater, art, dance, and music. And it's really awesome that our river campus has all those creative, energy and majors all located down at our river campus. Our river campus also houses they have their own dorm down there and a dining facility as well. So we have 170 plus different academic programs. Our 5 colleges are listed here. In addition to our river campus, we are a D1 school. We compete in the Ohio Valley Conference. This past year, we received the Ohio Valley Conference Commissioner's Cup for the 2020-21 year. This is for overall athletic excellence in the conference. So some of our popular programs, just to highlight a few, in business, computer science, cybersecurity, we all know that is a very booming industry right now. Education, mass media, nursing, and of course, our fine arts. If you're not sure what you don't want to study yet, it's okay. We have career counselors who will help explore your options. We have 25 national accreditations and a 100% nursing pass rate for our nursing students on their exam to get their license. So we have a saying, we want you to find your flock. So we have over 200 clubs and organizations, which means there's lots for you to get involved, whether it's academic major based, club and intramural sports, esports, student government, you name it, it's probably here, just like all universities. If it's not there, you can go ahead and start it yourself. And we even have a cyber defense team. And this past year, our cyber defense team won their 9th consecutive state cyber defense competition. About half of our students participate in intramurals. Some of my favorite sports to watch are, Our baseball is very competitive. We have archery, and our esports arena, which is pictured here, has very popular. We have over 300 members that are participating in our 9 competitive teams for that. We also have 23 different Greek organizations. About 17% of our campus is involved in Greek life. This past year during our Greek week, our Greek students raised over $40,000 for local non-profits. So they are giving back to the community through Greek life. There is, we are very proud that we are an affordable institution. So we do have automatic scholarships. So when you apply to us, your academic major, your academic based ones are automatically applied to you. So they would actually appear on your acceptance letter. So we have 70% of our freshmen who are eligible for a Copper Dome scholarship. Our scholarship program is stackable, so you can receive things like our Copper Dome, our Resident Site Leadership Award. And then since we are located in Missouri, if you come from out of state, we have our Red Hawks Achievement Award, which meeting that criteria covers the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition. So our scholarship program is stackable, and those 3 being our automatic ones would appear on your acceptance letter to CMO. Just a map of the Red Hawks Achievement Award. So going to college, you're getting your education so you can land a career. This is just a sampling of where some of our recent graduates have gone on to study or intern at. 97% of our alums are employed in their industry 6 months post-graduation. So because of our career services office, we are very proud of that number, that we're graduating successful students and they're able to find work in their field. We do have a unique textbook rental program. So we do rent our textbooks here at Southeast instead of buying them. So it ends up being about $36 a course. So these are our steps to apply. cmo.edu/apply. Online, we are test optional, and we do now allow you to self-report your academic record at the application stage. We will eventually need a final transcript for you just to verify what you said was true, but to speed along that process, we are now allow self-reporting, and there is no application fee when you apply. Thank you.
Thank you, Southeast Missouri State. Up next, we have the University of Missouri.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation in just one moment, and we'll get started. All right, hopefully you all can see that okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Chukis, and I am one of Mizzou's admissions reps based in the Chicagoland area. So let's go ahead and talk about Mizzou. If you do have any questions, feel free to throw them in the Q&A. I do have my coworker, Carly Stern, who is monitoring that, and she'd be happy to help you answer any of those questions. So Mizzou is located in Columbia, Missouri. We are smack dab in the middle of the state of Missouri between St. Louis and Kansas City. We are about an hour and a half away from either one of those. If you're coming from the Chicagoland area, it's about a 6.5 hour drive, or about a 50-minute flight from O'Hare. So I love our campus because it's close enough where you can come back home if you need to, but far enough where you do get that sense of independence while you're on campus. You can kind of get a glimpse of it here, as our campus is home to 31,000 students coming from all 50 states, over 110 countries, and actually every single county in the state of Missouri. So you're bound to meet a variety of people once you step foot on campus. We're also a land grant and AAU institution, so we do have that mission for affordability and accessibility, while also providing you some tier 1 research opportunities on campus. Now, we talked about how you physically get here, but let's talk about how you get here academically. So I'm going to spend the next few slides just talking about admissions requirements. I'll go through what our core classes are for all of our students. Then I'll cover what it looks like to apply with a test score. And then this year, we do also have that test optional route for the class of 2022. So I'll cover what that process looks like as well. So regardless of how you're applying, you'll send us your transcript. And on that transcript, we'll be looking to see that you have our required core courses. That is 4 years of English and math, 3 years of social studies and science, 2 years of the same foreign language, and a fine art. Fine art is whatever your school determines it to be, but we know all Illinois schools don't require it. So if that fine art isn't a requirement for you to graduate, it's perfectly fine if you don't have that, but you do have everything else. If you are applying with a test score, we have two different scales. So one is a scale for ranking schools, meaning that your school provides you with a class rank. For example, you are ranked student number 12 out of 92. And then there's a scale for non-ranking schools if your school does not do class rank. Automatic admission, if applying with the test score, is a 24 or above on the ACT or an 1160 or above on the SAT with at least a 2.0 core GPA based on those core classes. If you land somewhere on our sliding scale here, what we'll do is, again, if you go to a ranking school, we'll use that respective chart for you, or non-ranking, same for you. And we'll match up that test score with that class rank or that test score with that core GPA in order to determine your admissibility. Now, if you are applying without a test score, pretty much the same application process. However, in the place of that test score, you will answer 3 short answer questions that are on our application. You can always send us your test score at a later time. And if you'd like us to review you with that test score instead for admissibility, you just notify us in writing, whether that be via email or something of that sort. So just to kind of recap that whole process for you, you apply online. You can do that on our website or the Common App. You pay the $55 application fee. You'd send us your high school transcript. And then if you are applying with your test score, send us your test score. If you're applying test optional, send us your 3 short answer questions. Keep in mind that we do accept test scores all the way through the summer after your senior year. So whether it's for admissibility or for automatic scholarship purposes, we will accept updated test scores, and we do super score. We are on what's called rolling admissions. So once you get all your materials to us, you'd hear back within a few weeks with your admissions decision. Now, when you get to campus, you have a lot of different routes to choose from. We have over 300 different degree programs that we offer. What we are known for is our School of Journalism, as we have the world's first School of Journalism. But other popular majors include things like business, engineering, nursing, psychology, biology, education, and so much more. So it's really popular for students to double major, get minors, certificates, et cetera, or maybe even all 3. We have over 600 different clubs and organizations on campus. So whether you are looking to join something or start your own, you have the ability to do so. And then in terms of sports, we are a part of the SEC, which is the Southeastern Conference. We've got 20 Division I sports teams, as well as awesome club sports and rec sports or intramurals offered on our campus as well. Now, when you get here, you're going to get a lot of hands-on opportunities through what we call the Missouri Method. That is our hands-on learning approach that's offered within all of our degrees and programs. So whether you are a business student having an internship, or a College of Education student working with Columbia Public Schools, or maybe a School of Journalism student who you can see in that bottom right photo working at KOMU, which is our student-run news station, you're going to get some experience in your field to prepare you either for that internship or that full-time role upon graduation. And I know the cost of attendance and value is really important when making your college decision. So I want to make you all aware that December 1st is our competitive scholarship deadline. So definitely fill out that application for admissions beforehand so that you can gain access to those scholarship applications. As mentioned earlier, we do offer automatic scholarships. Automatic just means that by the fact that you are applying and being admitted into Mizzou, you will automatically be considered for these awards. And a reminder, we will accept updated scores through that summer after senior year for reconsideration if your score does bump up to get, qualify for one of those awards. And now I've talked about campus, and I hope that you can see it for yourself. We are open for in-person visits. So if you ever wanted to visit campus, you can just head to our admissions website or our visit website, and we'll provide you with the campus tour as well as a presentation. Or if you aren't able to make it to campus, or maybe you just want a little sneak peek before you actually get there, we offer virtual presentations, virtual tours, even the opportunity to talk to current students or even academic departments before you get to physically be on campus. And as always, we are here to help. So as I mentioned, I'm based in Chicago. I cover South Chicago and some of the Chicago public schools. And then Carly Stern, who's also here with me, covers North Chicago. So that is our contact information. I'll be sure to drop it in the chat. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions along the way. Thanks for joining, and go Tigers.
Thank you, University of Missouri. So that concludes the presentation portion of our session today, but we're now going to transition to the Q&A. I want to encourage all of our presenters to return. Feel free to turn your cameras on, and I am going to pose a question to the group. Our presenters will respond in the order in which they presented. The question is, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process? We'll start with Webster University.
I guess one thing I would certainly debunk is sometimes you hear the idea that you have to have a major to go to college. That's not true. You can go to college undecided. Almost all colleges offer that as an option on their application when it asks you what your major is, that you can check undecided or undeclared. So do not let anybody tell you that you need to have a major to go to college. You can certainly come to college as an undeclared major. In fact, a lot of colleges would prefer that, and it can be very beneficial.
Shall I go? With Elbit, this is probably more specific to Missouri State, but one thing I would encourage students to know is we try to be very clear with admission requirements so students know what they need to have for automatic admission. At the same time, we actually have, and some other colleges might as well, have alternative admission pathways. So it's not like just if you don't meet the admission requirements, that might not be the end of the road. And I definitely encourage you to talk to your admissions counselor or other admission staff, find out about those options, because even though colleges try to make it easy for you by setting admission requirements that you can find pretty easily, there may be other opportunities to still get admitted to that school you want to go to, and hopefully it works out.
And then mine is definitely meeting you where you are in this admissions process. Always feel like you can talk to us. If you have a question, that is literally what we as members of the admissions department for these institutions are here for. And I bet if we don't know the answer, we're going to get you with that first source who does. So if you have questions about specific academic tracks, or maybe you're a student from out of state and you want to learn more about that experience with our institution, we will get you connected with that individual on our campus. But we are all here just to support you, get to know you, and see the best way to serve you in this really exciting time that can feel overwhelming sometimes because there's so much information, a lot of data just kind of thrown at you. But we're kind of here to work with you and walk with you on that journey.
Yeah, all really great answers. I would have to, I guess, echo what Andrew said about not knowing what you want to study. That's really what college is for. It's for you folks to grow and to learn a little bit more about yourself. So if you don't know what you want to study, it is completely fine. Go there, take a few classes. Once you find something that you are interested in, work with your advisors, your life coaches, things like that, and we'll make sure that you guys find that success that you need. So.
All good things have been said. I would have to agree with Missouri State for sure about, if you're hesitant on, I'm not sure if I'm going to get in. Many schools now do holistic reviews, so don't be scared. Go ahead and apply. Talk to your rep, and we'll see what we can do for you to get you admitted. Same goes for scholarships. If you're afraid I can't afford college, there's so many financial options through grants, scholarships, all that good stuff. So don't be afraid. Just go for it.
I agree. So many awesome answers, but I have to echo everyone in the way. College is a place where you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're not just going there for that educational piece, you're also getting educated on yourself. So don't hesitate to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, I'm not sure, I don't know. And don't feel like you have to know everything about yourself as you go through the process, because we're learning about you, but you're also learning about you. And also, last piece would be to just ask questions, because you're not the first one going through this. And it may seem like, oh, I'm going through this alone, or I have no one to turn to, but we are here to help. We're happy to help, paid to help you. So don't hesitate to ask us questions along the way, or those people in your life, like your high school counselors or people who graduated before you.
Great advice from the group. Thank you all for sharing those tips. With that said, this concludes our virtual college fair for today. But I do have a few closing announcements. As you exit from this session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 5 questions or so, but please complete the survey. It's extremely helpful as we aim to improve our virtual college fair offerings in the future. Also want to remind you that you can access this recording by visiting the site on your screen, which is strivescan.com/Illinois. With all of that said, I want to thank our amazing presenters for joining us, but also thank you to our attendees for taking time out of your busy Sunday. I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Thank you so much.
Good day.